When I started my career, which was many years back in advertising, most clients used to brief us, most, not all, logo bada hona chahiye और logo एकदम दिखना चाहिए. Today, the mind boggles at the kind of integration possibilities that brands have, where the consumer sometimes doesn't even come to know that he's being sold a brand. So I think the changes have been so humongous and so rapid in these years that really the mind boggles. But having said that, video is not just about English or Hindi. Video is also huge as far as regional languages are concerned. Here's presenting a fireside chat on treating videos in regional languages, Anil Vanwari, and I invite Sachin Uppal, CMO, Play Games, 24/7.
First of all, a little background about Play Games. I mean, I know there's been that thing about gambling and all that. Just clarify the air a bit about that so that we move on to the conversation on the way you're backing videos in regional languages, and why are you doing it, and what do you expect from it? Why are you only using subtitling and dubbing? Why aren't you creating originals?
Thank you. So Play Games 24/7 is our parent company. We run 2 brands right now. One is called Rummy Circle. The other one is called Ultimate Games. Rummy Circle is basically we offer the 13-card rummy game for free and real money. The other business line is Ultimate Games, which is a freemium game studio. Now, from the legality standpoint, Rummy along with chess, bridge, and few other games have been termed as skill-based games by the Supreme Court of India and held several times in several high courts. And this distinction very clearly, allows the skill gaming industry to grow. Now, coming to the point on vernacular content or the regional content, and few years back, we started, we were running various kinds of ads. Initially, our content was largely in English. And one day we thought, all right, we've been running ads in English. And we saw that, we met a lot of our players. And we kind of realized that, they are more comfortable in the local languages, local dialects. Our customer support team kind of evolved over a period of time where they kind of were supporting several languages.
But were the games in English or they were in the local language?
So the game is cards, right? Yeah. Cards are cards,
but the
right?
instructions and everything else around it, if there's any...
So interestingly, we are a fairly data-driven company. So what we do is, instead of making assumptions and just taking gut-based calls, what we do is we run experiments. And we set up various kinds of A/B tests where half the population is shown a certain kind of content, the remaining population is shown another content. And what we learned over a period of time is that the local languages mattered to people a lot, but there was only a certain level till it made impact. So for example, if we were running a creative, whether it was a video creative or a banner ad or something, we realized that a Tamil creative or a Telugu creative would work better than a Hindi or English creative in certain geographies, right? And over a period of time, like now, I guess 90 to 95% of the spends that we do are all in regional languages. In terms of video, right? Like for every video that we make around 80 plus versions of every single video. So each video content is made in 80 different. The reason is because one...
It's the same video.
Same video.
Language is and subtitling is...
Same video. So, because you have to run several tests to understand that, okay, does this call to action work or not? Does like a vertical or a horizontal video with subtitles, without subtitles, 7 to 14 languages that we are supporting. So we end up making several versions of the same video. And then once we have learned a bunch of things, then we apply those learnings back into the subsequent creative process. In several experiments, what we found out was that in the initial part of the process, which is, let's say, the creative landing pages and so on and so forth, vernacular helps a lot. But then once you go inside the app or inside the web product, right, like maybe vernacular may or may not have that much of impact. So the only way for any brand or any business or any company to figure out like what works or what doesn't work, the only way is to experiment, to see what would work for their business, what would work for their audiences. And that can only be figured out through an experimentative framework.
Yeah, and these videos you used to create, they were in-house created? You have a studio or you outsourced it to other people?
Right. So we've done both. So in the early stages of our business, we used to work with agencies, and they used to partner with production houses. Over a period of time, we learned a few things, and then we started working directly with the production houses. Now we are in a stage where we have some bits in-house, like we have some production pieces in-house, and there are some production pieces where we still partner.
What bits are in-house? What bits are outsourced?
So, we do have video editors. We do have artists who create various kinds of content. So there are some videos which are not very high on production value. Those videos we make in-house. And then there are, some TV commercials, let's say, where the production value is much higher. We end up partnering with production houses.
So is storytelling important for a brand like yours, for which is offering two different products in the videos that you make?
Absolutely. I think...
apart from TV commercials is what I'm stating.
Yeah. So, we are running a new experiment. So storytelling fundamentally is extremely important. The reason is because if you're not able to emotionally connect with your audience, it's very mechanical. Like, you are just throwing messages out and, nobody's connecting with that.
The call to action is to go and play a game of rummy. So
yes.
How does, that you can have, you go to a torrent site, you can have rummy circles ad running there, because I think some of those guys would be, apart from the regular guys who are going on to different search, Google search and other. So why have storytelling? Why not have just banner ads and some simple flash videos?
I think the idea is this, right? That any product would have some native users or people who have native affinity towards certain products, right? So people who are already engaged or who are already interested in your product, maybe a direct call to action would work for them. But then, there will always be audience who's not very closely interacted with your product or category, and hence, engaging them with a story kind of works, right? Like a local language, the language that they speak, and a story which kind of helps them connect and see how that story can make them look cool, or how that story solves some of their day-to-day, let's say, use cases or some experiences that they would get. I think that's kind of important.
So do you also have DIY videos in terms of training videos, so that somebody who doesn't know how to play the game, and are you open also, since you're a platform, you could engage with other brands, and we'll come back to the TVF case after that.
Right. So from a demo video standpoint, right, what we've learned is that we made a few demo videos in past, and they were, somewhere outside on the website, but they were not very deeply integrated. And what we've realized is that, people really don't have too much patience when they are in a product or category which is entertainment. They need instant gratification and so on and so forth. So unless all these DIY or how to play kind of videos are not integrated deeply into your product journey, they may not work that great. We've been working on, so our company's motto is to deliver the best Rummy experience, and on those lines, we are working on a demo video, to make the best Rummy demo. And we've been working on that for almost 2 months now. So it is important. Apart from that, what we've also seen is that organically, our players have started posting videos on YouTube and several other platforms where they are sharing their experiences. That, okay, this is where I play, this is how much I've won, and so on and so forth. And sure, like, if they have their social influence and people get to understand that, okay, this is genuine, why not?
Yeah, so in terms of the user base, how much is it running to now? About what is it like? 10 million, 20 million?
So
monthly active, the actives.
Play games put together, both our brands put together would be around 20 million. In terms of monthly actives, it would be around a couple of million. Yeah.
On dailies? Oh, that's the monthly.
That would be a monthly number, daily.
And are brands buying into your audience? Are they willing to partner with you to reach out to these, not in terms of banner ads, but in terms of integrating with your how-to videos? Could you do that? Or
So I think...
or you haven't gone that path as yet?
I think few years back, I tried connecting with few brands and to do partnerships. And I think there were early positives, but then at some stages there were certain inhibitions. But then,
but the Supreme Court has cleared also. Why are the inhibitions?
My sense is lack of awareness. Maybe I'm not sure. I recently, we were part of a event hosted by DMA, and few brands actually walked up to me and they, shared their interest. Some of the large online brands have shared their interest to partner. It's just that strategically, we've not looked at these kind of partnerships too much yet, but we are always open to.
Okay, going on the other side.
Sure.
Would you be willing to? You've gone and regionalized TVF pictures and one of the other shows.
Yes.
In different languages, or
Yes.
is it just in Tamil and Telugu?
So that was a very specific partnership with TVF where, we kind of wanted to grow together in a certain region, and hence, a Tamil language version for TVF, with TVF for permanent roommates
For
and
permanent roommates. Thank you for
pictures.
correcting me.
Kind of, it was just kind of a mutual growth strategy, which kind of where we participated, and I think it kind of worked. Yeah.
What if you go further and create a digital series which is around, which is fiction or non-fiction around the games of Rummy? Would that be something that would interest you, and could content creators come and approach you with ideas around that? And would you be willing to invest in that? Do your budgets allow you that?
Yeah, so, I've been having few conversations around these lines, and what I've seen is this, right, that I think the founder from Pocket Aces were here, and we've spoken to TVF and few others, right? What I've seen is that a large percentage of people who are consuming this content, which kind of is the bulk of population which is following all these channels and so on and so forth, is on the younger side. And as a category, right, like consciously we stay away from the younger audience. So we work with 25 and plus age groups, and we are more than happy if there are content creators who have follower base or who have subscriber base of audiences, and they have content, or they are willing to produce content which is sort of, let's call it mature content. rather than just young bravado. We are more than happy to partner with those.
And do you work with influencers in any way at any stage in terms of
we are-
video-wise?
yeah, we are-
not just the guys who are playing your games, but other influencers.
Yeah. So we are running few experiments. So the way we operate is this, right? Like any activity that we do, we try to measure the ROI through that activity, whether it is TV or whether it is TVF or whether it is influencer marketing. And we're running some experiments around that to kind of measure it. As of now, our learnings are limited on that, but hopefully if we are able to crack the measurement piece over there, we'll be more than happy to scale those channels.
And is your push in regional languages, is it stopped? Is it going to continue further? You're doing 80 videos, 80 versions, but are you going to go further into other languages? Punjabi, Bengali, or are you, or are you already doing this? Are you doing Sindhi?
Yeah, so, I kind of created a landing page instrumentation guide for my team, which is basically like, minimum 14 languages for covering major part of India. So I think our efforts on these lines will continue for sure. For sure.
Thank you. One question from anyone in the audience, otherwise I'll move on to the next fireside chat with Chandpreet after that. Any questions? All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, Sachin. Thank you. It's been lovely talking to you. Thank you.